Oh my gosh, it's been 7 years of Twin Peaks. No, of PogieJoe. PogieJoe's been around on the internet for 7 years. I cannot believe it. And in order to celebrate that, I'm here in the studio that I'm sharing with some friends of mine to talk to you about how I'm going to be rebranding myself. Because that logo's really old. We've had it since early 2014. And I want you to meet one of my collaborators and friends, Melissa.
What up?
She's a dabber by trade. But her other trade is graphic design, and we've been working on redesigning PogieJoe for a new era. And here's what we came up with. You'll actually see it right there, right now. Unless this is like 10 years in the future, in which I might have like another logo or something like that. But as of this recording, that's the logo.
One of the biggest things to acknowledge is what you do and the brand you're already kind of going with. And so I think it kind of takes a new spin on what you've had before without going too overboard and doing something completely crazy where like no one would understand who you are anymore. So something to kind of bring it to the modern age. As you said, it was very outdated.
A lot of logos from like several years ago were trying to be a little bit more bubbly, like they're trying to be like a little bubble that you would have for like apps and stuff like that. What Melissa was telling me is that a lot of logos are moving in a more minimalist manner, where they're kind of more simple shapes and stuff like that. And one thing I really like about the new logo is how she lined up the P and J to fit inside of each other.
Yeah, because I think that when you're thinking about branding and logo design, that although you do have a name that you need to keep, I think to even follow up on that and be more modern and more quick is to have a shortened logo that people can refer to you by.
The other reason I wanted to update all my logos and all my online presence is because now that I'm doing more stuff in 4K, and I hope to keep doing more and eventually get a nicer 4K camera, it's a big deal for me to update my logo in 4K as well.
So these are just some of the earlier concepts because I did boil it down to I want the name, I want the logo, and possibly a symbol. Now obviously by the end of it, the symbol has been kind of discarded, but that's things I was considering, and I hated the idea of going too cliche because just because you do film things doesn't mean you have to involve film. Yeah. And so I was getting those out, and one of the biggest tips I can say as an artist that y'all should hear me out on is get the terrible ideas out first so that you can continue on to better things and not have the bad ideas linger. That's one thing I was always taught to do. You make 500 sketches so that all the bad ideas go away. I really do I like this one, and I wish we could have done something with it.
Yeah, I liked it too. It's a little hard to read. That's one reason I wasn't feeling it.
Especially
even though I think aesthetically it's really cool.
Yeah, Pogie's not a real word, so that's cool. Well, it is in other languages.
Oh yeah, that's true. In Filipino, it means handsome Joe, apparently.
Only in Filipino, though.
We also I came up with this little guy who is a Cool Ranch Doritos chip, and Melissa brought his father to life. Show us where you're going with the banner design too. It's kind of a last minute effort. I kind of came up with the idea of rebranding really late in the game. This is what we're thinking. This is probably what you're seeing. You're probably seeing something kind of like this on the YouTubes, on the Facebooks, on the Tweeters. What were you thinking? What were you thinking?
That we're all young, dumb millennials, and we need to act our age. Cool, hip, trendy things.
This is cool, it's hip, it's trendy, it's Pogie, it's Joe, it's everything I want it to be. So thank you, Melissa, for helping me not look so old and like I don't know what I'm doing. Because I really don't know what I'm doing, but we can hide it. Anyway, another facet of this whole anniversary thing is that I'm going to try starting a Patreon. And I made a whole video about that that's going to go up on the Patreon. Oddly enough, I'm wearing the same shirt, but it wasn't filmed on the same day. Basically, I'm going to play it right after this to play us out, because this has been a great 7 years. Thank you so much to everybody who supported all the things that I make online. It's really, really exciting to be able to keep making things that I love to make. And now for the Patreon video. Whoosh. Hi, this is PogieJoe. I never really wanted to make a Patreon. As people who follow my work know, I've crowdfunded 3 films before in the past, and that required asking a lot of money of people, and I always just felt kind of greedy asking for even more money than what people already generously donated. But as time goes on and advertising becomes less and less effective for internet creators, I started considering more possibilities. After all, even if I get $1 of support, I'll be making more than I currently do from Google AdSense per month. $1! And here's the thing, I know I have a small audience. I'm not trying to become a multi-millionaire through Patreon or anything, but I know the people who do watch my stuff really seem to like it, and so I want to be able to continue to make the things that I like to make and that you also seem to enjoy watching. For those poor souls who are new here, my creative endeavors stretch far and wide. First started posting videos to YouTube and Facebook in 2010, and those videos covered anything from a documentary about a bridge to a cover of an 80s novelty rap song. Dr. Strange, what is 3 minus 1?
The golfer. The golfer. The golfer.
Name your favorite TV show when you were 8. I also make podcasts. Our show, Can You Not, is slowly approaching 100 episodes. And I have all kinds of side projects. I made a music album, I made an interactive game that you solve through Instagram for a murder mystery. There's a lot of stuff out there. All of those projects take up all of my time, so that's at least 2 videos a month and 4 podcasts a month, besides all the other extra stuff. However, I do what I do because I can't not do it. So if you want to support that vision, you can donate to this Patreon and you'll even get some cool perks, besides helping me out of the kindness of your heart and your wallet. I realize internet videos aren't a necessity in life, but if anything I've ever made has made you smile or laugh or even piqued your interest, please consider helping a Pogie out. Thanks.